Hello everyone, Enchanted Emerald. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading for Sunday, February 18th, 2024. And out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, we have today the Three of Wands coming out. Now this is interesting because there was another card that came out with it and it kind of landed sideways above it. And so that is the Five of Wands. And so telling us that this is a time in which you could be being put in charge, where you could be spearheading this new project, and you're really going to have to take the lead here. But there is caution that this is not necessarily so much about the project and how it turns out as it is about you navigating the energy of that project and working with others. It's more about how you're going to handle this project. I do feel like it's all divinely orchestrated, right? And you're being guided into this, and it's almost like this infomercial from Spirit is how it came through. It was like brought to you by the divine, right? Like you almost hear like this commercially type, ring to it as it comes into it. This is definitely something that is going to challenge you, and that's not anything that you need to fear. But know that this is something that's going to propel you forward differently. This is going to be really about you leveling up. This is a test. So if you're able to handle this, you know that you can move into something different, okay? So this is really like a spiritual test to know, like, did you learn from the past? Are you applying those new lessons in how you can handle this situation differently than you have in different circumstances in the past, right? And I feel like this is something where you could feel like this is a lot of competition, right? Where even though you're within this group and you're all supposed to be working together toward a common goal, you could feel like someone is trying to one-up you. And that's really what I feel, that feeling as though someone is always trying to get ahead or be one step ahead of you or try to do things better than you per se. But this isn't necessarily something that you have to worry about. I feel like this is more about, how you're putting your energy out there, what you're focusing on. And, it's not a competition. This is really not something that you need to be treating like a competition either. I really feel like it's an urge for you to tap into yourself and look inward, and your ability to maintain focus on what's going on around you is a lot of chaos, but to focus on how you're handling things and what your task is in order to contribute. And so I feel like this is just like that test of your mastered skills to see if you're ready to level up. But I hear success, right? Like from the reading itself in general, I do feel like those lyrics for that song by DJ Khaled, they come in and say, like, all I do is win, win, win. It's not like a right and wrong to how you're navigating this project, but I do feel as though it's important for you to be tuned in to yourself and your feelings as you flow through this, right? Not allowing yourself to get frustrated, but to see the task at hand and know that that must be done regardless of what's going on around you. And so I feel like victory will come to you, right? And I feel like you'll come out of this feeling like you're on top of the world, which is a great feeling, actually. So I think in the process of all of this, though, you could be a party to some gross negligence, right? Where it borderlines like reckless, careless attitude. So I really feel like this is where that chaos is kind of coming in, feeling as though there is some deceit around you, and that's where that conflict of that Five of Wands is kind of coming in. So I am reminded to put it out there that you have a choice, right? And so this is about you maintaining your composure through that and taking control of the situation when and if needed, okay? Now that's not controlling other people. That is controlling factors that you can control and your own behavior toward that. And so I feel like with this, you may have to, check someone on their behavior, like take control of a person with compassion, right? You might have to point out their behavior to them, actually. And I feel like their behavior really isn't necessarily malicious. I honestly feel as though it comes from a lack of knowledge, or eating things in a way that they need to or intended to. Maybe they were never taught. Maybe, it comes down to like some common sense, and that's something that you have to kind of like guide this person maybe into proper antics. And so I feel like with this is important that you do not misalign yourself with being overly critical with their behavior, or being demanding that they change, but seeing them from a place of compassion, approaching them, talking to them about their behaviors and being firm about it, right? We don't want to get stressed out by what they're doing and then turn around and have conversations with your cohorts or your other colleagues about how frustrated you are or how you feel like their behavior is inappropriate. But to nip that behavior in the bud, to come out on the other side, being successful as a team, but being successful and winning this little spiritual lesson or leveling up. Okay, so I feel like the test is here, not to do that, but to firmly establish some sort of ground rules with this person of what is and isn't acceptable, and moving forward in that. And so if that person then does not respond, then you go from there. But I feel as though just a simple conversation with this person, you could also learn a lot about yourself in the process in terms of what your limitations are and where you may need to improve, working with others and working in a group. But I think with the Queen of Swords here on the bottom, this is really just more about letting somebody know that this is behavior that isn't acceptable, and what I do expect of you is, like clarifying what their role is within the team and what their tasks are, kind of pushing them to level up themselves. And so that's a beautiful energy that we have here for us for a Sunday. And I do so hope this reading resonates for you. This won't resonate for everybody, but if it is your reading, go ahead and claim it. And I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.